நீ வந்து பார்த்தசாரதி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் சொல்லு, பூஜா செகண்ட் சொல்லு, ரக்ஷனா தேர்ட் சொல்லு, ரக்ஷிதா லாஸ்ட் சொல்லு. ஓகேவா? ப்ளீஸ் டிலே பண்ணாதீங்க, கொஞ்சம் ப்ராப்பரா. பூஜா நீதாமா சொதப்புற.
சரி, ஓகே ஓகே, நான் கரெக்டா சொல்லி.
ஓகே. வந்து அவரை பத்தி சொல்லுவாரு. அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் யாரு? சாரதி.
ஓகே,
சாரதி ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் நீ சொல்ற, செகண்ட் கொஸ்டின் நானு, தேர்ட் கொஸ்டின் வந்து பூஜா, அப்புறம் ரக்ஷிதா, அப்புறம் ரக்ஷனா. ஓகே
ஓகே ஓகே
ஓகே. அவர்லாம் ஜாயின் பண்ணுவாரு, வெயிட் பண்ணுங்க. குடு. வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணுப்பா. Hello sir, myself Pooja here and my teammates are here.
Yep. Myself Parthasarathy.
Hello sir, myself S Pooja.
Okay, there are two Poojas. Hello.
Hi sir, my name is Rakshita.
Yep. So how do you start? Like, should I introduce myself, or you guys need to give me a overview on your what is your specialization?
You start with your introduction, sir.
My introduction. But before that, I want to know, like, with your name, it doesn't surface, right? So I want to know what you do. So yeah, it's better to understand why we have this meeting before I introduce. So then I know like how to introduce myself in a better way. Yeah.
So for our design thinking project, sir.
Mm-hmm.
So our institution have implemented design thinking framework.
Okay.
So for our project, we have to interview or we should question our CEO or someone working in engineering field.
Okay. It's about design thinking, right?
Design thinking, yes, sir.
Okay. So then I'll ask you a lot of questions about design thinking, right? Otherwise, it's not like bookish, right? In the real kind of a real world or in kind of a corporate world. So it's not like what you read in the book. So what you really do, explore or implement is quite different from what you study, but it's a good thing to understand the basics. So maybe I'll quickly share my profile. Just give me a moment. Like, okay. Just tell me like you can see my screen. So can you see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Is it okay? Okay. So
Yes,
I think I don't have any presentation to introduce myself. So you can just get into my LinkedIn profile and you can find what I have been doing these many years, right? Almost 21 years. So you can see all my experience. So after my master's in software engineering, then I think it's a bit slow. So you can find different kind of a job roles I've been doing with different companies. So yeah, let me introduce myself. Like my name is Alaguraja Pandian. Like I did my master's in software engineering, and from 1999 to 2004, it's a 5 years integrated master's degree on software engineering mainly, but fortunately or unfortunately, I've been working with, I started my career with ABB Corporate Research, which is more like an electrical company, like electrical electronics, and mostly I was doing softwares, but still I need to go deep inside roots of the domain. Then, my fate, I continue with their competitor, Yokogawa. So then I developed graphic systems like a programmer. So throughout this experience, I worked with C language, C++, and maybe you could see like a visual C++, maybe you guys might not know, and prominently with .NET, right? So you can find all this experience over here. Then I moved to the Siemens Information System, where I was part of the technology research. So this is more like a research department and evaluation department. So, and here I worked on multiple domains. It was a shorter duration. So then I work for a medical domain related protocols and products, and it's with the, if at all you would like to travel to the United States, you will cross Homeland Securities, right? So then I predominantly work as a technical manager, so building some bigger distributor controlled system related products with industrial protocols mainly. Then I did as a software architect or a solution architect, where I did multiple roles. We started to work as helping the Yokogawa projects, various projects, IoT, cloud, and even the innovations. Right? We had an innovation lab. I was incubating with so many concepts those days, so I can find a lot of things over here. Then I moved to, throughout this experience, I worked in multiple countries like Finland, Sweden. Over here it's Singapore. Then here it's Germany, USA. Maybe over here it's again USA, it's Canada, Singapore, yeah, a lot of countries, and then, and I think basically here we were in Germany for a while, for almost a year or so. Then maybe for more than 4 years, I moved to the Japan, where I was incubating a startup kind of a work, and we call it as a company by name Amnimo. Then maybe like maybe a year back, I moved back to India, and maybe it's been 1.5 years, and then I tried to continue, and then I start my own company, like a small one, and then I directly consult to the headquarters in Japan. So yeah, I did multiple roles with softwares, planning, management, to product management, to now it's I do the business development and the sales global level. So yeah, this is all about the brief summary, right? So now we are the current business. I'm trying to set it up in the United States. Yep. So is this okay for you guys? Like to have this intro? Do you have any questions?
Yes, sir. Akim is here with few questions.
Okay. Can I unshare my screen and you will be back to your screen where you can show the questionnaire?
Sir, what inspired you can create an IoT spin-off from Yokogawa Electric?
What inspired, correct? You said what inspired? There is no inspiration. Okay, I was part of the kind of a startup member, right, from India. So when they started in Japan, so initially, before you go inside any company, right, you need to understand the background, like which country is their headquarters. So predominantly Yokogawa is a Japanese company. So what Japanese are up to? they are really a hard-working individuals, right? So everybody will work hard, and they are very conservative. That means they will never trust anyone outside. Okay, Japanese trust a Japanese. Okay, and then Japanese will never try anything new easily. So you can think they can easily buy anything from the Americas, any new things. But when a Japanese company do, they will clearly understand. They will do all the experiments before they start this work. So it was a chance. Like there are so many, you know about venture capitals, like a big companies or helping out so many startups, right? Venture capitals, they try to fund and everything. Similarly, like it's not me who started the startup. It was the board of directors of Yokogawa. It's a very big company in Japan, right? It's like a government company, more than 115 years. So the board of directors, they said world is going in some directions, and why Yokogawa is only looking at the electrical kind of industrial automation, we call only specific to one domain, and small areas like medical, they have small products, life science, small products here and there, but prominently electrical company like a DCS, distributor control systems. So then they had an idea like IoT was booming. So 9 years back, they thought like let's build. That's how they started, right? And we did for 3 years. It didn't go well. So it was a flop. We'd have lost around like maybe like $100 million or something. I don't know. We spent a lot of money and we wasted a lot of money the first 3 years. So then there was a change in the management, and I was in Japan, right? And everybody moved out. Japanese will shuffle easily, so they kicked start. So very few core guys. So I could say like I'm the only Indian left. Everybody are Japanese. It's as simple as that. So then somebody has to try something. Then we move towards the IoT edge gateways. Because the new technical director, CEO who joined, they already had the experience with the edge gateway. So we focused. So it is a big story. There is no inspiration, right? It's from the corporate world. It triggered, but I was the one who supported from day one, you know. So I just try to continue because working on a project is easy, but building a company and building a new product and selling it in the market from day one is very difficult. So that is one inspiration that holds me, right? Even though I can get so many fancy jobs, but I stick to this small startup kind of a thing inside Yokogawa. So that is a kind of inspiration, right? A lot of challenges. You got my point?
Yes, sir.
Did you guys see what is Amnimo? Did anyone check in Google what is Amnimo? Who asked me this question? Partha Sarathi asked me this question. Did you ever check what Amnimo do in Google? No? Okay, is a template question you're asking me? So I think around 5 of you are there. Anyone checked what does Amnimo.com do? No? Or you're hearing it for the first time?
Yes, hearing it for the first time.
Okay, in the next meeting or if you do the next call, please try to go check. Okay? It is not an easy thing you don't understand, but it's good to know. And prepare the question based on what you see. That would be a very nice thing, okay? Okay, we can move to the next question. Yeah. You got the answer?
How has it? Yes, sir.
The first question answer you got, Partha Sarathi? No? புரிஞ்சிச்சா இல்லையா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் क्वेश्चनக்கு ஆன்சர் பார்த் சார் அடிக்கடி ஓடிறாரு hello he asked me the first question, right? Okay maybe it's basically startup is not an easy thing. It's really a challenging one. Okay, it's not like a one project. You need to do everything in a startup. So that is the inspiration or motivation for me. Yeah. Let's answer to your first question. right? Again he came. Patsardi, you're in the call?
Yes, sir.
It's okay. Okay, we'll move to the second question.
So, how has your background in software R&D shaped your approach to IoT business?
It's not a big thing. Like everything in this world is made of electronics and software, right? So you take a board, okay, circuit board or anything. Inside it's nothing but made of some electronic components. On top of that, it's all softwares, right? Even your electric signals to anything you want to calculate, your zeros at once, everything is calculator, right? So everything is software. So that is nothing like I can work in any domain. Once you have understand the industry, you have a strong basics, right? So the first thing you should understand is day one you cannot be something on the high, right? It happens. Some people will be fortunate to do it. So you have to be a good engineer first, right? So your engineering basics is the building blocks for you to climb up. So mainly, I would rather say, right, it's IoT is Internet of Things, right? IoT is nothing but connecting, okay, bringing the data together. With the data, do something, right? So that's how on top of it AI will come, right? Once you have more data, you process the data, you can create your models, right? With that models, you can do multiple things. So it's the first layer is bringing every data onto a centralized. Currently, the data are decentralized or distributed, right? There is one site. You can take any example, right? IoT can integrate a retailer shop to a windmill or a oil and gas power plant or oil and gas plant or a chemical plant or a biomass plant, anything, right? You can imagine anything. If you have IoT. IoT means like connecting the devices, bringing the data to the cloud, and doing some insights and everything. Make the data centralized. With that, you derive some insights and optimize, right? You create value. If data sits in one place, there is no value. So there is nothing like previous experience doesn't help me to be a IoT engineer or a IoT leader today. It's all about your basic engineering and fundamentals. If you are a good engineer, you can do anything. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So you guys need to study the basic concepts very clearly. Not for marks or grade or rather than you need to understand it fully. Okay, we'll move to the next question as if it's okay.
So, what are the biggest challenges you have faced in your role at Amnimo?
Biggest challenges is it's the biggest challenge for us since it's a startup, right? So first challenge would be the culture, right? So I'm the only Indian guy, foreign guy, and everybody Japanese. Everybody speaks Japanese, right? And I don't know Japanese. So first is the culture and the language was a big challenge for me. So how do you break? You need to socialize with people, right? You need to be comfortable. You need to make yourself trustworthy. That means if you're strong at something, whatever time, you have to stick to that, right? Your principles, it's nothing. So then it will take some time for you to earn the trust, right? It's because they are not Indians or they are not Tamilians or Andhres or Keralates, nothing like that. So they are all different country people. So first challenge is the culture, second is the language, third one is a new business, right? So we are spinning off a new business. So we don't know anything how the market will react, right? When I sell the gateway, when I sell the cloud products, so we don't know how the market will react. So yeah, so slowly we faced so many problems. We improved the product. It's a cycle, right? So yeah, we keep improve, and now we are in a good state so that now we are trying to sell the product outside of Japan. So yeah, mainly it's a learning. Yeah. If it's a new product, it's not development, right? It's not. I'm not a programmer. I develop. I did everything. Now we are selling. Once I propose a product, I manage the product, right? So you have to see the life cycle of the product till it goes to the customer. Then the feedback will come back. Then it's a cycle, right? It's you keep improving the product. And that's how it is. So
Okay.
is it okay for you? Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, next question.
How do you envision the future of IoT over the future of decades?
I couldn't hear you properly. I think you have some background noise.
How do you envision the future of IoT over the future decades?
Okay, how do I envision the future of IoT over the future decades, right? Next 10 years, you mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let's say, for example, like you should understand how the software evolve, right? So, okay, let's say, for example, maybe like a 10, 15 years back, did everybody had a smartphone? No, right?
No, sir.
Yeah. Did everybody has access to the internet?
No, sir.
Right. So what is internet? Internet is nothing but a place where you find data, right? You ask a question,
Yes, sir.
you search for something, right? Otherwise, you go to a website, you read something. I want to buy this. Should I buy it? Previously, we don't have anything, right? You will ask your friends or uncle, aunt, father, mother, right? Today, you can do it everything. So how it evolved, you know? Because there was a guy who envisioned internet, and then he tried to get all the data, right? It's mainly different data pieces. He tried to integrate and make internet accessible to many people so that everybody start to use the data, right? So with IoT, what we are doing, so we do the same thing, right? Same like internet or smartphones. We are trying to put the devices everywhere to connect the enterprise or a different, I couldn't say universe, within the universe, different countries, states, every data you bring into the central data center, right? So that is the first place. And then once you have the data, you have to create a value. Value means like, okay, I have all the data, and every month I'm getting the bill from the cloud service provider like Azure, Microsoft Azure or AWS or GCP, Google Cloud. You can use any cloud thing. So they will send you a lot of bills, big bills. So what is the value? Why should I pay them, right? That means the data there help your project or your customers in some way, right? Let's say, for example, you are using more electricity, right? Sometimes you don't switch off your lights.
Is your phone in there? Meeting with friends. Arishma. See. Arishma.
IoT connects so many things, but the value, nobody knows the value yet, I would say. So value is achieved maybe like 25%. Some businesses has 25% to 30% value. So the leftover is around 70%. Nobody could understand. They're still collecting the data. So once they collect the data, so it will become like data form or a data lake or something, very big data, then everybody will start to understand the data, right? Predictions, right? If a machine is it's gonna go under maintenance. So you can, once you have this data, you can calculate and you can do a predictive maintenance. That means before the motor or a device is damaged, you can go and check it out, right? So that the device won't be damaged. So like this, the value chain will evolve. So in a decade, you might see like billions of devices are connected, okay, to the centralized thing, and they can talk to each other. So yeah, there is a lot of chance the IoT world will evolve together with AI, right? Artificial intelligence need data so that you can build your models. So it's going to be like next 10 years you will find millions of billions of devices will be connected to the internet. Yeah. Is that okay? Any other questions?
Sir, what key advice would you give to the aspiring leaders in the tech industry?
First question is, why should I give something to them? So I don't know, like, is this question relevant to the aspiring leaders? What kind of leader is he? First, I want to understand the context and background of the leader,
So
right?
in tech industry,
So why they need my advice first? Without a background, how do you go and just give advice to somebody? It doesn't make sense, right? I don't think it's wise. So yeah, you should know the context, right? Who is that aspiring leader? So what he is doing, and the one thing is, yeah, the easiest thing is for the new or aspiring leaders, it's not an easy thing on this getting into the industry. So the first thing you should have is a good mentor, right? So who is in the industry, who has seen the industry. So if you have a good mentor, I'd say like your aspirations become reality very soon. Otherwise they're gonna have the struggle. There are so many aspiring leaders who have shined, right? So many startups. So yeah, it depends. So, always I feel like you should blindly, I'm telling without any context or any relevance. For aspiring leader, if he has a mentor who is in the industry, would be a really good add-on. Is it okay? Hello.
okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these questions doesn't have any relevance to the design thinking, right?
It's basically to question about your project and your experience in technical.
Yes, but how it will be useful to you guys? It's your staff or your teacher ask you to ask these questions, or why you should ask somebody in the industry these questions? Why? Do you ask that why to your ma'am or sir or whoever it is?
Our SNS institution have implemented 7
DNAs, but nothing works in practical unless until everybody understand why why those pillars? Right? Many of you come here because you need to submit a report, right, tomorrow. Just when I was doing my masters, right, when I was in the college, I did the same, right? But we asked so many whys that time, and that why helped me to improve. In India, if you ask why, nobody cares. But when you work with, I work with some maybe 10 to 15 nationals outside India. So I've been in different countries. So the good thing there is like, unless you know, never start anything. So first thing is your why. Once you have answers to each why, then that is you're halfway through. Then comes your thinking. That's design thinking, right? So you cannot implement or do anything immediately. You should first think. Okay, design, draw flowcharts, diagrams, models. I don't know. You guys are programmers or you're trying newly. This is your first year. So yeah, try to ask why first. If you feel offended or afraid to ask, but ask yourself why. So then that would be a good chance for you to. Yeah, when you get into the corporate world in maybe another 4 years, you will easily navigate. So you don't need to struggle if you be having that why, what, how do I solve this problem? So yeah, that's a problem, right? And when I studied, I don't have any problem-solving abilities taught to us. But the first year in 2003 to 4, when I started my career, immediately while I was in university, I got my first job. So it was a big struggle for me to understand because I don't have any background. You guys are fortunate. You can interview somebody, you can ask, but I don't have that freedom that time. So that's what I'm asking, like you try to ask more why. You have a lot of information on the Google. You can Google it on the internet. Try to make use of it rather than just go behind your professor. Just have some template questions, right? It's not good. Prepare your own questions. Okay. I think it's getting late, and do you guys need anything from me or any support?
No, sir. Thank you, sir. It was very informative and especially the time and effort you took to share your strategies with us.
Okay, yeah, sure. Thank you. It's my pleasure, and yeah, good luck for you guys. And then, if you have anything specific, then let me know, because there was a big college, I think top number 3 college in Bangalore. I think it's called as a BMS college. You can Google it. So I think the number 1 is the RV college. Maybe number 2 is BMS in Bangalore. So I was a guest lecturer. I was giving free seminars, teaching them IoT. Maybe some 6 years back, like every Friday, I take a whole. I think it's not a mandatory, but it is like a optional in their curriculum. And then I was teaching them, and then we need to conduct exams, and so I feel it's good for you guys to focus on something like IoT or robotics. It could be anything about electronics or only softwares, e-commerce or anything to do something better. Okay. Good luck.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
sir.
Thank you. Bye. Night.